Summer's here, and with this new season, everybody wants to live their best life and become a net girl. And over here, we don't just discuss physical appearance, we also consider the mental and emotional well being, which plays the bigger part in your physical being. Because if you're mentally healthy, mentally strong, you glow, you give a different glow. Because if something looks good only from the outside and not from the inside, would you buy it? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The value you're going to take away from today's video is how you can have your it girl summer and call this time the summer I turned pretty, which you already were before, of course. So let's get into it. Starting with my first thing, which I wanna, say out loud just so that you can practice your productivity. We're gonna have fun this summer. We're gonna do things we love. We're gonna take care of our bodies. We're gonna go out, spend time in nature, go to the beaches, have the most fun time ever. But of course, we're also going to practice balanced productivity. And the first thing that I want you to do for that is doing one thing scary every single day. One thing that scares you or one thing that you dread to do, you've got to do it, okay? And you don't have to put your best efforts out there. I mean, of course, put your best efforts out there, but don't, focus on making it perfect. What you want to do instead is you want to build a habit of getting out of your comfort zone and actually relying on your potential rather than the comfort zone that you're in, because if you stay in your comfort zone you never actually grow, you never actually expand. And while it's totally fine to sometimes curl up in a blanket and watch Netflix shows, eat your favorite food and just lie on bed, sometimes that's amazing, but sometimes you've got to go out and jump out of your comfort zone. That's what balanced productivity really is, where you're obviously being productive, you're working, but you're not working 24/7. You're giving some time and breaks to your body, to your mind, to your spiritual being, because rests and breaks are very essential. And you want to do things other than your work stuff, because otherwise it's just going to drain you. And what's the point of life then? There's no point. So do one thing every single day that scares you. Like, for example, today I work out every single day, but today I was like, a thought came in my head that I'll do a 10-minute ab workout, but I've never done an ab workout, and I feel like it scares me a lot because it's too difficult. I feel like it's too difficult. How will I even get that perfect body? If it scares me, I'm gonna do it. Because see, fear is just an indicator that you're starting something, that you're doing something for the first time, and it's not at all bad. Believe me, being fearful, when you actually get fear for something, that's the perfect time to do it. That's the perfect time to jump on and do the thing that you were super scared about, right? Because everybody's scared when they first do something. Fear is simply an indicator of doing something big and having a commitment for it, but only if you act upon it, right? So every single day, figure out something that you're scared to do, right? Something that you never actually do because you feel like this is your comfort zone, and expand it. Expand your comfort zone, build and grow. It can be growing your physical being, it can be growing your mental being, right? Growth in your physical body, your mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, whatever it is. Go out and do one thing that scares you. And believe me, the best part is that you'll feel so much better later on. You'll feel like you're on top of the world because you achieved something that you thought was scary, but you did it anyway. And believe me, you're going to feel your best. You're going to get so much of a confidence boost, and you will get so much of self-trust in yourself that you'll be wanting to do it again and again, something new every single day. And you'll rely on natural dopamine hits than cheap dopamine, right? Which is obviously scrolling. Next thing is being confident with your decision making. I have a podcast on this. I'm going to release a podcast on this, or maybe it is already out now because I pre-film my YouTube videos, right? So I don't really know when the podcast is going to be out, but I'm making one. Probably it's already out. If it is, I'll link below. It's basically trying to build self-trust, and self-trust plays a huge part in your decision making process. Because what happens is we often get analysis paralysis. If you're not familiar with the concept, it's basically when you're too scared to make a decision, or you've got so many options in front of you that you don't even make a decision. Either you have a fear of failure, that what happens if I don't achieve it, right? That's why you don't make a decision. And number two, there's so many options in front of you that you get paralyzed on what to do, what to choose, what do you really resonate with. So if you are not confident about your decision making, you're basically having analysis paralysis. And that is why I'm going to recommend you that every single time you feel like you want to make a decision about your life, and you feel like other people, like your friends, your family, play a huge part in that decision making process, and they completely influence it, then you need to start making those decisions on your own and cutting those people out of your life from the decision making, not out of your life, cutting those people from the decision making process, right? Because believe me, you truly know what's best for you. If you make a decision, right, and against the people who were telling you to make the other decision, if you actually succeed in that and you were right in that decision, that's fabulous, spectacular, of course. But perhaps if you were wrong in that decision, you should have chosen the other option which your family and friends were telling you to do. It's completely fine. It's not the end of the world. When you make bad decisions, or bad decisions is a bad way to frame it, let's just say the decisions that didn't really work out to the best, it simply means that that is a learning. It's not some sort of failure. It's never failure. It's always a learning. So if you make a decision that didn't exactly work out in your favor, that's a learning. And even if you went wrong in your decision making process, you didn't listen to the people who were telling you to, it's totally fine, because you learned on your own. You learned in your own way by experiences. And that is the best thing that you could do for your life. That's the best thing that you can do for your learning. We often seek validation while posting a picture on Instagram. You'll send a picture to your group chat and they'll say, oh, apply a filter, or just, you know, cover your face with some sort of song. And that's like bringing down your confidence a lot. And that is why it's said that you need to become confident with your decision making. You have to start uploading your pictures without asking anybody. If you like it, go post it. Okay? You only have to take your validation into the opinion. Because if you let other people validate you, right, because they're validating you based on their own opinions, and opinions change all the time, and different people have different opinions, so they cannot be exactly suited to your life. They cannot be exactly valid for you. Those opinions can be valid for those people's life. That's obviously completely fine. But you cannot make those validations be valid, those opinions and validations be valid for your own life, because your life is completely different and you've got your own choices, and if you've got your own sort of thing going around, right, you've got different things that you like. You're going to be completely different from the next person. And that is why seeking validation makes no sense, because it's based on opinions, and opinions change all the time, and opinions are different for every single person. So this summer, I want you to post as many pictures as you like without asking for the approval of others. I want you to make life decisions about what you want to do further in life, your career path, without letting your family or friends decide it for you. I want you to take control of your schedule. Yes, I may know that sometimes your school or work gets hectic and it's taking over your entire life, but believe me, time is a perception. And if you feel like you've got time, you've got time. And if you feel that you don't have time, you'll never have time. I hope that makes sense. It's a difficult thing to understand when you first listen to it. It makes no sense when I first say that time is a perception. So if you think that you'll have time, you'll have time. If you think you do not have time, you won't have time. But believe me, once you actually start applying it to your life, every single time that you get back from work and you start scrolling on your phone, remind yourself, this is the time that I've got for what I want to do. This is the time to work out and build my body. This is the time I've got to journal and meditate a little. And then of course, when you've done all of those things, prioritize it, right? Let's say, I'm not saying watching your phone is bad, of course. When you eat dinner, that's when you can watch your shows and YouTube videos or whatever you like. But don't waste your precious time on things that won't even matter to you, that give you no benefit, and that don't even matter. That is not even important in your life in any sort of way. They're just giving you the cheap dopamine hits, which are of no use. Next thing that I want to emphasize on is detaching from people and situation. I stress on detachment in so many videos of mine, and I've made a separate video on detachment if you want to go deep into it, because I'm going to be explaining it in a shorter way, of course. But if you want more details on it, go ahead. This summer needs to be your detached, unbothered era, okay? Where you're not placing your expectations, where your happiness is not dependent on somebody else. It's totally amazing. It's beautiful to have connections with people. It's totally fine to make friendships and socialize with people. That's amazing, and you need to do it, of course. That's an important thing. But if you start placing your happiness on those people, you start expecting those people to make you feel loved, make you feel happy, make you feel joyful, then that is where you're wrong. And that is what detachment means. Detachment does not mean hating on somebody else. Detachment does not mean not caring. Detachment simply means that you're not placing any expectations on people, you're not expecting from them, and you're not dependent on them. That is what detachment means. If you think like a specific situation like your birthday or that trip coming up or your graduation or your marriage day will make you happy, then those parts of your life, right? Those events of your life only account for like 1%. What are you going to do for the 99%? Are you going to be sad all the time? That makes no sense at all. It makes zero sense. And also placing your expectations on people. If you want your partner, you want your friend to make you happy, and you'll be super sad if they're not here, then is that really right? Because you're giving control of your emotions to other people. And you can't do that. Why are you even giving your control? Like, they're going to control you. They're going to like control your emotions. So what's the point of even trying to achieve something in life, trying to succeed in life, trying to do whatever you want according to your choice, if you're going to let the control go away? If we place our happiness and the feeling of being loved, joyful, right, on other people, you'll never end up being happy. Because nobody belongs to you. That's the harsh truth. Nobody belongs to you. Your friend does not belong to you. They're not going to stay your best friend forever even, right? That's probably not going to happen. If it does, spectacular, amazing, you've got a great bond. But still, never ever ever place your expectations on other people, because you will get hurt. Every single time you place expectations, you will get hurt. You are the only person that should be responsible for your happiness, and that is the truth. No matter how much you argue with that, no matter how much you say that friends are the only people that can make you happy, no much how much you try to contradict that statement, it's always going to remain true that you are the only person who should be responsible for your happiness, and you are the only person who should be responsible to make yourself feel loved. That's why I always say self-love. Focus on self-sufficiency first. It's totally amazing to make connections with out there with people, but you shouldn't depend on those people to make you happy. That is wrong. Another thing I want to say is being nice but not being fake. I think society has normalized it so much with characters like Regina George, Blair Waldorf, that being mean is the new cool. But believe me, it really is not. Would you really like we love those people on the on the TV, right? We love those people on the screen. But would you really want someone like them to be a friend? I don't think so. I love their characters. They're so entertaining to watch, and their vibe is amazing. But would I want that person as my friend, or would I want to be like that? No, not at all. Because being mean to someone, being rude to someone is not at all normal. You've got to be nice, right? You've got to have a good heart in order to move forward. And it's a very generic tip, of course. It's a very generic advice that have a good heart. But believe me, it matters so much, especially in today's world. Because hatred, everybody's got hatred within themselves. But hatred is not only killing the other person, because obviously you're hurting them. It's also killing you from within, because you're sending out an emotion of low vibration, and you're attracting the similar kinds of thing. And from that, you're experiencing things in your life that aren't really meant for you. And being mean is not at all cool, believe me. Being rude to somebody when somebody asks you for help. See, it's totally fine if you want to set boundaries, but you set boundaries in a nice way. If somebody asks you for help but you're not ready for it, don't just say like, no, I'm not here for you. Simply say that, no, I don't feel comfortable right now. I've got other things planned, maybe later, maybe someday, some other place. And obviously don't try to fake being nice, because that is awfully as bad as being mean. Then there's no point if you're trying to be nice but at the same time you're fake. You're complimenting a girl who you don't even like. You're complimenting a girl's dress which you absolutely despise. That is what Regina George did. And obviously cut out the jealousy from your life. Jealousy is of no point, because when you're actually jealous of somebody, that simply means that you want something that they have. So instead of looking at it from a negative angle, why not look at it from a positive angle and just say that that person is telling me that I want that in my life too. So I appreciate that person for giving me my inspiration. Instead of hating, let's make being nice the new cool. Compliment someone. And obviously don't try to fake it. Don't try to fake being nice and backbite on their backs, right? That's not cool at all. That sucks as much as being mean. So be the nicer one in, your this summer. Be the nice girl, but don't be fake. Another thing that I want to stress upon is having a life audit journal. I'm going to make a detailed video on journaling. Maybe it's already out now. I have no idea, but I'm going to make one, right? And basically, I want to say that having a life audit journal where you're analyzing your life is so amazing, because self-awareness is key. Self-awareness really is the key. You've got to know yourself, your life, your experiences, how you react to certain things, and how you choose, right? What are your choices? What are your beliefs? It's really important to know that in order to maximize your efforts into every single thing that you do, right? And having a life audit journal where you're doing progress checks, you're doing daily recaps, you're doing what you want to be, even like you're manifesting, you're writing down your manifestations in the present tense. You're having a habit tracker. That's so important because they help you to review and reflect. Every companies get regular audits as well to ensure that their company is working perfectly or not. Now obviously we don't want to normalize being perfect because everybody has their own selves and nobody can be perfect, right? You can be best but not perfect, but you're already amazing in who you are. But having a life audit journal where you can review, I wouldn't say like what most people do is they want to, I always say that listen to other people, right? Listen to yourself, observe other people, because you never know what you may learn from them. But every single action of yours, every single thought of yours do not need to be analyzed and reviewed and reflected upon. Every single one of it doesn't need to be, because otherwise that would simply mean that you're a robot. Just have like a list of prompts, like what I really like. The prompts that I really like is what is currently working for me right now, the habits that work for me, things that give me joy, things that light me up. And then I would say like what isn't working for me, what is taking energy out of my life right now, what am I prioritizing that does not need to be prioritized at all. Then I also do a really nice prompt, which is like, if in 6 months I was at the same point in my life, how would I feel? Would I feel happy? Would I feel achieved? Would I feel stressed? Would I feel stagnant? And then you can do daily recaps as well to know about journal about your day. That's not compulsory, of course. And obviously I love gratitude journals. I love saying gratitude, writing down my gratitude. That's so important. So have a life audit journal where you reflect upon your life. It's really important and it really helps with self-awareness, and it can be like your own little therapist if you can't really afford to go and get physical therapy sessions. Next, you've got to start romanticizing your life. You have to start acting like the main character, whichever one you try to embody, but obviously do it in your own unique way. Every single moment of your life should feel like the best moment of your life. Now, of course, you will have your moments where you don't feel like you're the most happiest, and that's completely fine. But try to act as the main character in every single one, because this is your life and you are the main character of it. Romanticizing your life also really helps with just trying to cope up with everything and trying to lift yourself up and trying to bring joy into your life, which is how it is meant to be. I have a video on this, so you can go check that out. I'll link a few videos which will help with this topic, right? So I have the one romanticizing life, and I've described how you can romanticize your life in such a deep way and in such a detailed way. So definitely make sure to go check it out. Whatever you do in your life, it should not feel boring, because your life is not meant to feel boring, right? You have to start adding life and joy to every single moment. So even if it's the most simplest thing, like walking to your school every single day, like making your coffee, you have to make the most of it. You have to make it so joyful, because otherwise you'll feel like every single day of your life is so stagnant. So go romanticize your life, make the best out of it, create Pinterest boards from which you can take inspiration. That is amazing. Moving on, we've got where you're supposed to do one day, like one day out of the week should be a day where you do what you love, right? So every single week schedule in some things, because I know we get caught up with work stuff, school stuff, and we're caught in our daily routines, and we don't really find out the time to actually do things that we enjoy doing. So that is why every single week one day should be, I'm pretty sure you can take out one day from your entire week to prioritize yourself, prioritize your happiness. You can totally do that. And please don't say that you don't have time. You've got life, you've got your family things, you've got work stuff, you've got school stuff. If you're not prioritizing yourself with all the routines, it's of no use. Nothing is of no use. Please prioritize yourself. Please figure out how you can make time for yourself, because it is so important. We're paying attention to everything, every single thing, every single person, but we're not paying attention to ourselves. We're trying to make every single person happy. You're trying to make your boss happy, you're trying to make your mother happy, you're trying to make your kid happy, you're trying to make your husband happy, you're trying to make your wife happy, you're trying to make your friends happy. But what about your own happiness? What about it? Why are you not doing things that actually bring you joy? Like one day, it's just one day, you can totally figure it out. Maybe take a class once a week that you really like, go on solo dates, or go to the park, go to a dancing class, paint in nature. If you like traveling, then go to a different location, explore your city, read for an entire day, have a reading marathon. Just simply scrolling on your phone and watching Netflix does not mean you're doing something for yourself. It does not make it to the cut. So please schedule one day in your life where doing something what you love. And last thing, which is so simple yet so important, is having a digital detox. A digital detox is where you basically do not use your phones, television, your tablet, your laptop for anything. Just go out. That one day of the week that you do it can even be a digital detox, but I understand if you might have some work on it, or you just want to watch it. But please ensure that you do digital detox regularly, like at least twice or thrice a month. It's so important. You need to really give time to your life, time to your mind, like give relax to your mind, because every single day we're going to work, we're having our routines, but then we're also literally scrolling many hours. And this is and basically what is happening is that the external voices, external situations are bothering you so much that your mental health is literally going down the drain. It's literally going down the drain. So please have a day where you just detox from social media. What is it really even bringing you if you're not using it for inspiration? Because see, it's totally our perspectives that matter, because somebody can use social media to waste their time, scroll on their phone all day and get involved in things that do not even matter, but some people can use it to their benefit and use it for just 20 minutes but get the most out of it. And I understand that not everything needs to be done for growth purpose only, but at the same time everything need not be done for like cheap entertainment, right? Cheap dopamine hits. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned something or the other from the glow up summer video. Remember, you're worthy, you're blessed. I'll see you next week. Till then, remember to just relax.